We were never sure if I'm going to the school, I'll come back or not. We were never sure, as if something abnormal has happened. They were not accustomed to have a woman journalist covering crime. It was quite abnormal to find a woman in a police station with a camera asking you questions. That was abnormal for them. Newsrooms were more accommodating. They were very open to new ideas.
Dr. Vartika Nanda for making time and coming to our newsroom. And Dr. Vartika Nanda is an Indian prison reformer and a media educator. She's the recipient of this Stree Shakti Puraskar, the highest civilian honor for women empowerment in India, for her work in media and literature. She's worked in electronic media, which is Zee, NDTV, and Lok Sabha TV. She started the Tinka Tinka Foundation for Prison Reforms. She's credited with curating and creating the concept of awards for inmates and prison staff for the first time in India. So Dr. Nanda, welcome to the Brute newsroom.
Thank you.
So it's going to be a free-flowing, of course, conversation. I wanted to first start by asking you, how was it to you? We have a lot of women journalists in the newsroom. What was it like to be a journalist in the electronic media? Take us through that first.
So as a child, once in a while, whenever we used to visit Delhi, I always thought that maybe the day will come that I'll become a journalist and I'll live in this city as a journalist. This is what I always wanted to do. So, if I start from there, when we were in Punjab, so terrorism was at its peak. And twice there were terror attacks at our bungalow. My father was an engineer in the railways. So we saw terrorism from very close quarters. And as a child, I was very fortunate to be selected as an anchor for Jalandhar Doordarshan. And I was the youngest television anchor in Asia at that time. So we used to travel from train from Pathankot to Jalandhar early morning. And slowly and slowly the program became very popular.
Every day you had to travel?
Once in a week.
Once in a week, okay.
Once in a week. And the program became very popular.
Okay.
So on one particular day, when we were coming back from the shoot, we missed the train that we used to regularly take. So on that day, we were coming by a passenger train. And there were two terrorists who were sitting right in front of us. So one of them recognized me. And
because you were on TV?
Because I was on TV. And there were not many channels on. In those years, there was only Doordarshan. So that person told me and my mother that Hindi अच्छी बोल लेती है, इससे पंजाबी नहीं आती. So she must learn that. And I was scared. But then I also understood the power of television. So the second learning for me was that popularity is one thing, social cause is something which I would like to get into more deeper. So छोटे-छोटे से जब you were becoming popular, things were, shaping up. On one side there was terror, there was fear, all the time. We were never sure if I'm going to the school, I'll come back or not. We were never sure. Every day was full of trauma. And in that traumatic childhood, I decided to be a journalist. My first job was with Zee TV. After that, I joined NDTV. In a few days, I was asked to do stories which are related to crime.
To crime?
Yes. But one particular story changed everything. And that was Manu Sharma's case. So this was about Jessica Lal, right? So she was killed in a restaurant. And Manu Sharma was untraceable. So I was covering that story for many days. And finally, he was caught. So on one hand, he was caught. And on the other hand, my newsroom told me that we would like you to head the crime beat. Number of people who had committed crimes, or I met people who were victims of crime, meeting them at different places, from courtrooms to police headquarters. I realized that this is somewhere I would really like to work on.
What was it like to be a woman crime reporter during that time? Because काफी male crime beat जो है वो male dominated रहती थी, especially television के लिए. रात भर police stations में बैठना, जाना, मिलना. Also dealing with policemen who you, as a male reporter, you can have a tea with them and get a lot of information. What was it like to be a woman crime reporter?
दैट वाज क्वाइट इंटरेस्टिंग एक्चुअली एंड चैलेंजिंग, क्योंकि होता क्या था, जब हम जा रहे हैं पुलिस स्टेशन या कहीं भी जा रहे हैं, तो एक तो गेज वॉज वेरी डिफरेंट. दे वुड द कॉप्स वुड लुक एट यू as if something abnormal has happened, because India was changing at that time. So from general audience to the cops, they were not accustomed to have a woman journalist covering crime. It was quite abnormal to find a woman in a police station with a camera asking you questions. That was abnormal for them. तो सबसे पहले तो वो गेज से सामना होता था, वो आपको अजीब तरह से देखते भी थे और वो सोचते भी थे कि नहीं और कोई काम नहीं, यही आप कर रहे हैं. And that was the time when people used to think that reporting for women means that, you are either doing feature stories or something which is like a woman-centric magazine. You're talking about achar and how to grow your hair and what all, but not something which is related to crime. So it started like that. And it was not only cops, but also the people who had committed crime. They would also look at you very differently. कि हमने तो चलो crime किया, हम तो यहाँ पर हैं. आपने क्या क्राइम किया जो आप यहाँ पर हैं? Why are you coming here? मतलब आपको हमसे डर नहीं लग रहा क्या? So those kinds of that kind of questions they used to have in their back in their minds. फिर चैलेंजिंग इसलिए भी था, अभी तो everybody is quite fortunate that we have basic minimum facilities. उस समय अगर आप जा रहे हैं क्राइम कवर करने, कहीं भी जा रहे हैं, आपको एक बेसिक नीट एंड क्लीन वॉशरूम तक नहीं मिलता था. आप कहीं भी जाकर शूट कर रहे हैं, कहीं भी आप खड़े हैं, आपको पानी नहीं मिल रहा है, आपको कुछ खाने को नहीं मिल रहा है, कई घंटे आप ऐसे ही आप शूट कर रहे हैं और किसी की आपसे कोई ज़्यादा हमदर्दी भी नहीं है. तो वो डिफ़िकल्ट चीज़ भी मैंने देखी. कई बार घंटों हम खड़े रहते थे या कई बार घंटों कुछ मिलता ही नहीं था खाने के लिए. तो मुझे ये समझ में आया कि वो जो मेरी पंजाब में ट्रेनिंग हुई थी ना, स्केर्सिटी वाली, डर वाली, परेशानी वाली, वो मुझे बहुत काम आई. और मुझे इसलिए हमेशा लगता है, एज अ चाइल्ड, इफ़ यू हैव गॉन थ्रू सम सॉर्ट ऑफ अ रफ पैच, डिफिकल्ट पैच इन योर लाइफ, it becomes much easier for you to tread ahead because you have already seen that dark patch. लेकिन बहुत exciting भी था because you were doing something which people also wanted to know.
Your voice as a woman, as a crime reporter, how was it held in esteem, or did you have other sort of senior male colleagues who were held in better regard, less regard? What was the dynamic like?
So in one organization, now I'll not take the name of the organization. So in the first organization, there was no internet.
There was no internet.
No, and in those years we did not have a mobile, Wi-Fi. ये सब तो तब था नहीं. In the second organization, desktops started coming inside the newsroom. So in our newsroom, in the first phase, there was only one desktop.
Okay.
And that desktop was an apple of everybody's eyes. Everybody wanted to be there, including me. तो जैसे मेरा first login बना, my God, I was so happy. I was mesmerized. कि मतलब ये तो ऐसे इंटरनेट में ऐसे आप you can mail and you can send mails, receive mails. And then कभी कभी ऐसा होता था, जो बहुत सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट, जो आज आपको सबको बहुत सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट लगते हैं, वो लोग वहाँ चेयर में एक अपना हैंकरचीफ रख जाते थे, यार मैं यहाँ पर हूँ, प्लीज इसे यूज मत करना. और हम लोग सब वी ऑलवेज वांटेड टू ग्रैब दैट सीट कि अब हम इंटरनेट को यूज करेंगे. एक तो वो था. दूसरा ये था कि टेलीफोन्स तब आ ही रहे थे. उससे पहले पेजर था. आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू रिमेंबर दैट.
Does anybody remember pagers? Okay. One, two. Okay.
So they were pagers, and people who had pagers were considered to be very fortunate ones. Oh my God, the person has a pager. तो पेजर आया. उसके बाद फिर जब वो टेलीफोन आया, छोटे छोटे से टेलीफोन, अजीब अजीब से फ़ोन आए. मेरे पास भी जब फ़ोन आया तो बड़ा एक्सपेंसिव था. अब कॉप तो फ़ोन कर दिया आराम से, हेलो वर्तिका, आज ये स्टोरी. मैं मन ही मन बोलूँ, जल्दी बताओ यार, मतलब पैसे इतने खर्च हो रहे हैं. फिर हम फ़ोन को डिस्कनेक्ट करके ऑफिस के फ़ोन से फ़ोन में ला रहे हैं. ठीक है, फिर हम पूछ रहे हैं भाई क्या है स्टोरी, क्या है. एंड देन यू रीचिंग दैट स्पॉट. अब तब तक आपका, जब तक आप वहाँ पहुँचे तो आपका पता लगा कि अब आपके पास उसमें फिर बैलेंस नहीं है. तो टेलीफोन वॉज इमर्जिंग, द टेक्नोलॉजी वॉज इमर्जिंग, बट यू वर नॉट फिनेंशियली दैट एम्पावर्ड टू मेक बेस्ट यूज ऑफ दैट टेक्नोलॉजी. तो एक तो ये टेक्नोलॉजिकल पार्ट था. फिर कैमरा, हमारे पास इतना स्लीक टेक्नोलॉजी तो थी नहीं. तो एक मतलब एक हेवी कैमरा आपके साथ जाता था. एंड आई रिमेंबर दूरदर्शन डेज, दे यूज्ड टू हैव देयर साउंड रिकॉर्डर्स अलोंग विद देम.
राइट.
तो पता लगा कि कैमरा जा रहा है, कैमरा पर्सन जा रहा है, साउंड रिकॉर्डर्स भी साथ में, मॉनिटर भी है. मतलब लगता था कि पूरी एक बारात जा रही है स्टोरी को कवर करने के लिए. और मैं सोचती थी बताओ यार इतना सारा सामान, मतलब द वे दे यूज्ड टू शूट स्पेशली फॉर द वेरी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड शूट्स. हम लोगों के लिए चैलेंज ये था कि आप एक शूट के लिए जा रहे हैं, आपके पास कैमरा पर्सन, कैमरा असिस्टेंट, आप हैं, एक ड्राइवर है, और तब भी सामान बहुत ज़्यादा. फिर टेप्स का था. मुझे याद है एक शूट हुआ और हमारे एक कोलीग ने शूट किया और उन्होंने चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ दिल्ली को शूट किया. वो 2-2.5 घंटा शूट करा है, सब कुछ करा है, और आने पे पता लगा कैमरा पर्सन रोल करना ही भूल गया था.
Forgot to press play.
और क्योंकि वो नया जर्नलिस्ट था, उसके बाद आके उसको तो समझ ही ना आए मैं क्या कहूँ. मतलब एक तो सीएम को आप क्या कहोगे और आप अपने ऑफिस को क्या बोलोगे. तो वो भी सिचुएशन होती थी. बहुत सारी ऐसी सर्कमस्टांसेस होती थी जो कि कई बार अनकंट्रोल भी थी. धीरे धीरे जब टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज होने लगी, फिर नाइट शिफ्ट हम लोगों की बहुत होती थी. तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि पूरी रात हम लोग जागते रहते थे. तब मैंने एडिटिंग करना सीख लिया, बेसिक्स बहुत सारे सीख लिए. मैंने हिंदी टाइपिंग सीख ली, तो उससे मुझे बहुत फ़र्क पड़ा. सो नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स आई कुड एबल टू लर्न ड्यूरिंग दोज शिफ्ट्स. और सुबह 2:30 बजे की एक शिफ्ट होती थी जो कि आई कैन नेवर फॉरगेट. द गाड़ी यूज टू रीच माई प्लेस एट 2 o'clock. वी हैड टू रीच ऑफिस एट 2:30. तब मुझे पता लगा ज़िंदगी में सुबह की अहमियत क्या है. उससे पहले मुझे नहीं समझ में आया था. सुबह आप सूरज को देख पाओ, माय गॉड, हम तो ग्रेटफुल ही नहीं होते. तब मुझे लगा ग्रेटफुलनेस कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है. आप मॉर्निंग में ब्रेकफास्ट के लिए आपके पास टाइम नहीं, क्योंकि आप शूट कर रहे हो, आप सुबह जाते ही न्यूज़ रूम में काम में लगे हो. और तब के न्यूज़ रूम्स बहुत नॉइजी थे. आई डोंट थिंक नाउ न्यूज़ रूम्स आर दैट नॉइजी बिकॉज यू आर यूजिंग योर हेडफोन्स एंड यू आर एनक्रॉस्ड विद योर मोबाइल्स. तब न्यूज़ रूम्स वर वेरी नॉइजी. एक ब्रेकिंग न्यूज़ हुआ, लगा पूरा ऑफिस में एक ऑर्केस्ट्रा स्टार्ट हो गया. एवरीबडी इज सिंगिंग सम अदर सॉन्ग, एवरीबडी इज सेइंग समथिंग, मैं शूट और मैं यहाँ मैं वहाँ. सो वो भी न्यूज़ रूम था. फिर न्यूज़ रूम बहुत कई बार बहुत फियर्स भी हो जाते थे. एक डिबेट होता था स्टूडियो में और एक डिबेट होता था न्यूज़ रूम. न्यूज़ रूम्स वर ऑलवेज डिबेटिंग, shouting at each other. But there was one thing which was again something worth learning. In those years, newsrooms were more accommodating. They were very open to new ideas.
Okay.
They were open to discuss new ideas. They were not adamant. So if you're telling your editor something that, instead of this, let's do that. So they would be open to those ideas. हाँ, चलो इसकी जगह ऐसे कर लेते हैं. और टेक्नोलॉजी क्योंकि इमर्ज कर रही थी, तो उसमें एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन बहुत ज़्यादा था. So those are some of the things which I always remember.
Tell us a little bit about the Tinka Tinka Foundation.
So the first time when I saw Tihar Jail, that was 1993. So as a journalist, I went inside. I was doing this story, and then so the DG said that why don't you have some chanas? So I was given some chanas to eat. The inmate gave me some chanas. I ate it. I looked at the that inmate, and I saw teary eyes, and I felt that the person wanted to say something, and that was it. So I came back, did a story, and after that the jail never, so the jail became part of my life. I felt the jail was inside me, and I wanted to go again and again. So during my journalism days, number of stories we did inside the jail. There was some musical concert, there was some artist who had come. All those things we covered. And on number of occasions, we were outside the jail. And I'm thinking what will happen inside. So there were questions. So in the year 2012, there's this DG Prisons, Vimla Mehra Madam. So I approached her. And I said, I would like to come and see you and also meet inmates. And so she said, okay. So I went to her office. We were chatting. And then I went to jail number 6, which is exclusively for women inmates. So I met a group of inmates. There was no idea. I had just gone to help them, to listen to their stories. And there was nothing else in my mind. So while we started talking, I realized that why not ask him to write some poems? And that is how I started interviewing them. And then I kept going to jail. And in 2013, this book came, Tinka Tinka Tihar. This book was released by the Home Minister of India at the APCA conference. So in this book, there were 4 women inmates who were part of it. Just imagine, of all the inmates, there were 4 women inmates who were selected. And I'm really happy to share that all 4 had a different life altogether after the release of the book.